to cut
Love
out
Craig.
that beginning. Oh my god.
Look at those eyes just staring into your soul.
We're gonna pretend that those wind chimes worked, but if they did not, we'll just start after this. 3, 2, 1. Hello, my name is Michelle Jacques, and I am the founder slash CEO, because I made that my own title, of Little Dagger Aesthetics, which is a online platform that aims to be a safe community for small businesses and creative people in general. One of the things that I wanted to do for LDA is a podcast, because it gives us a place to focus on things that matter to us, no matter how big or small, and it's a way for people to feel represented by people that they can relate to. This first podcast is kind of an introduction, just to let you know who I am and how this is going to work. So getting right into that, it is called Unfiltered Tea Time, because it is basically an hour or less episode of no edits other than taking out names for privacy reasons. But other than that, it is completely unedited. It is just a place to have a conversation, to not hold back with opinions, to swear or cuss each other out, if that's what you're feeling, although I would prefer that we don't. Today, for my very first episode, I am joined by 3 of my best friends. So we have Siren, Mari, and Mikan, and they are some lovely ladies that are going to be talking to me about 3 questions and just kind of chill and chat and, spread some love and joy in this podcast that probably 10 people are going to listen to, and that's just like people that I know. But it's totally fine, because we're going to get this on Spotify, we're going to get it on YouTube, and eventually maybe we'll make a radio show out of it, even though that's a long shot and probably won't happen. Anyways, if you guys would like to introduce yourselves one at a time, we can start with, I'm just going down the list that Discord has us on. Yes, we're recording this on Discord because that's the situation right now. So we can start with Siren. Just let us know your age, what you like to do, why you want to be on the podcast or why you were interested in it, and just generally, I don't know, say a cool thing about you.
So hi, I'm Siren. My pronouns are she, her. I am 22 years old, and I wanted to join this podcast, obviously, for my lovely best friend, who is an up-and-coming small business owner, and obviously I want to support her, but also because I think we need to have more safe spaces, for creativity and just generally be able to be unfiltered and, have a nice place to just talk about what's going on and real issues, not just, how we hear politics in the news, but actually from the people. Because when we hear it from, authorities, it's very skewed. But here we get to experience it as, everyday people. What's really going on in everyday people's lives. So, yeah.
We're just here to be woke. I hate that word. I literally hate that word. All right, and next up is Mari, if you want to introduce yourself.
Okay, I am Mari. I also go by she, her. I am 23 years old, and I have known Michelle for many years now, and I wanted to join the podcast to, support her, help her out. I also really wanted to do a podcast at one point. And yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to talk about some great stuff. And yeah, what was it you wanted me to say? Like a cool fact about me?
Yeah.
I hang out with animals. I think they're cool and they're fun. Probably going to get some random facts about them every so often.
stan an animal whisperer. We stan a Disney princess animal whisperer. That is the ultimate title. I feel like every time I say introduce yourself, it takes me back to cheer days. I'm like, hey, introduce yourself.
Oh my god.
All right, and last but definitely not least, we have Mikan.
All right, well, hi, I am Mikan. Pronouns are she, her. I, like Siren, am 22 years old. I joined the podcast like everybody else to support Mitchie in this project and kind of just give my 2 cents on any topics that come my way. An interesting fact, I sleep 13 hours on the weekend.
Not even
Thank
a
you.
lie.
I mean, that's pretty fair. And I just realized y'all are actually so keen. Y'all introduce yourselves with your pronouns. So, again, to anyone that hears this, my bad. My pronouns are she, they. I like that. I like that it's a normal thing now, but it gets to like, well, not like normal by society standards because like not everyone does it yet, although they should. But I'm getting used to it because I feel like I've had people be like, "Oh, I don't care." That sounds so bad, but like it's not like a big priority for them, so I'm not used to like saying it right away. But no, we're good. We're good. We're so I can't think of another word. I keep on saying woke, and that's I hate that word.
Inclusive? I don't know.
Yeah, we're inclusive. I've been spending too much time on TikTok, so you know that's what it is. I've been on TikTok too much, so all of my words are just like woke, yeet. I don't know what other words are TikTok words. That's the only two. Oh man. All right. So since this is the first one, we're going to be talking about creativity. Yes. Oh my god, what's wrong with me today? Anyways, creativity. The first thing that we want to discuss is the first question that I have for you guys, and you can just say whatever you want. Obviously we don't want to be talking over anyone or interrupting anyone, which is kind of hard with like Wi-Fi lag and whatnot, but we'll try our best, and I know that none of us are intentionally being rude. But just, go ahead with your answers whenever you'd like. So the first question is, what does the word creativity encompass for you?
Well, since I am unmuted, I shall begin. So I think creativity is sort of like using your imagination. I was going to say creativity is being creative, but caught myself there. It's like, I guess, taking ideas that you have and you're trying to like make them into something tangible that an audience can kind of interact or try to understand. So it's like expressing emotions and exploring the meanings behind what you're trying to deliver, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. I really like that. Like yesterday, I posted a little thing on Instagram that you would not have seen because you don't have Instagram, but it's like the definition of creativity, and the Google definition was the use of imagination or original ideas, especially in the production of an artistic work. So you're definitely matching up a little there. I like the use of the word imagination. And you know how like at the bottom of descriptions, definitions, it says like, see also this word or like whatever. I put imagination, creation, and boss ass bitch. And I tried to make it into an Instagram ad because I thought, oh, that's funny. That's kind of cute. If people see that, they might swipe up on it. But then Instagram was like, actually, no, you can't promote that because you put the word bitch in. And I was like,
boo.
ugh. Oh, all
We
right.
love censorship in the 2021.
Honestly. And like everyone, I'm getting a little off topic here, but like everyone thinks bitch is such a bad word, but like it's really not if you use it in the right context.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyways, creativity, keep it going. Tell me what you think it is.
I guess like on the same kind of vein, sort of being able to kind of harness like those thoughts, those emotions and things, and being able to kind of apply them to something. Like it could be like something that's like traditionally like creative, like art or music, writing, whatever. Or but like I even find like even just kind of working together with people, solving problems, having conversations, like people have these just incredible ideas that they just kind of put forth even when you're just talking, and I think that's amazing.
I definitely like that, especially since there's always an emphasis, you know, when people think of creativity on just like art and like the basic forms of art, you know. Everyone's always talking about painting and drawing and photography and sculpting, and while those are like amazing and they showcase a lot of talent and creativity, it's like you can be creative in so many different ways, and I think the world needs to see or at least recognize more of that in day-to-day life. Like
Absolutely.
there's so many different ways to see it, especially when you start looking at the world in a creative like point of view. It can be something as simple as like when you go to Subway and like the people are making their sandwiches, like the menu is put together so creatively because like the way that they did it is more of like a build your own. And if you ever are like a regular at Subway, which I was before this,
Me too.
you know, before that, I was going there and they would always be like, oh, like, hey, you know, when I was being a bad vegetarian and I just wanted to eat meat, they'd be like, let's just throw something together for you that we think tastes good, and like we'll just charge you for like, you know, a regular sandwich. And I'd be like, hell yeah. That in itself to me is just, it's great creativity, right?
I have to agree. You know, food is the ultimate creativeness.
Yes.
I guess for myself, this is going to be a very personalized definition, but to me, creativity is something that's emotional, something that's created through emotion and evokes emotion. So for myself, whenever I draw, I find myself thinking like, I want this person who's looking at this to get the most emotion out of it. Like I tend to draw at least most of my best artwork has come from when I was sad. And like I can say that like with 100% like honesty. And then in turn, when someone goes and looks at that piece of art, I know it'll evoke some sort of sadness, whatever. And to me, that's what I try to strive for when I'm drawing. I'm like, how can I make this person feel the maximum amount of emotion when they see my piece of art?
I'm sorry.
No, I was just gonna say I fully agree with what Siren's kind of bringing forward. But at the same time, sometimes I just like, you know, open my drawing software. I use Paint Tool Sai, and then I'm just like, aha, today I will draw a man with abs, and then that's my masterpiece. But I know what you're putting forward. Usually when it has more emotion, it becomes better quality.
No, that's fair.
Yeah,
honestly,
for sure.
That's 100% fair. I think it has to have some balance, right? Like you can't
it's good to just like mess around sometimes.
Yeah, you can't just solely rely on like a terrible emotional state to be able to create good artwork. But you also got to be able to, you know, make it when you're in a good, you know, state of mind, and you're just like, hey, I just want to make this piece of art.
But I also kind of wanted to tack on like what Siren kind of what your original point was kind of like my own example, which is
Oh, did we lose her?
Yeah, I can hear.
Oh, we might have a little technical difficulty.
Cue the multiple colored bar screen.
Do 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 do. I'm so sorry if that tune is copyrighted. I don't think it is.
Did I come back?
Yes,
Did
you're
I
again.
come back? Oh my gosh. Having all the problems today.
It's okay.
No, I just wanted to kind of tack on to what Siren said with kind of my own example, with kind of the more musical side of things. Like I find if I'm in a particularly like strong emotions, like my singing actually, it seems to be a lot stronger, a lot better because that emotion is being put forth into the sound, I find. And I think there's a lot of facets to what Siren was saying with like adding like the emotion into your whatever you're doing, right? It really just kind of makes it all the more like I don't know, like greater in a way. Sometimes like in a good way, sometimes in a bad way. But there's definitely like you can really tell when something was put into any kind of work.
Yeah, for sure. I actually would like to branch on that too a little bit, by asking you and I guess myself, um, what which emotion do you guys think brings out your best work?
I guess I already said this. Like sadness, honestly. When I'm sad, I produce top tier artwork or top tier work. Like okay, definitely when it comes to my art. When I'm sad, I get the best art. But when I am doing any other type of creative work in regards to my own studies, whatever else is going on in my life, I can't be sad. It would just distract me. But and definitely when it comes to my art, I don't know. Something about crying and drawing is just a good combination.
I have Ariana Grande's song in my head, Dangerous Woman. So when you said something about, I was like, something about you.
Oh my god.
Oh man. I was gonna like replace the lyrics and be like something about sadness. Oh. All right. How about you? Mari and Mikan.
For me, it's definitely when I'm happy. When I'm in a good mood, I feel like I can do like I think a lot of people feel like this, but like you can do absolutely anything. So I find that gets channeled into what I'm doing, whether it's like actual work or maybe I'm drawing something, I produce something that looks nicer, or when I'm in my music, like I enjoy it more. I can like I don't know, it just everything comes out better when I'm in a better mood.
Yeah, makes sense. Gotta get those endorphins, dopamine.
I don't know. I'm not a
don't
biologist.
know.
Some chemical that runs around in our brain, I guess.
Yeah,
Gotta
if I'm
get those
sad,
good
I'm doing
chemicals.
nothing.
All right, and Mikan.
So I guess on my end, in contrast to Mari, it's like if I'm too happy, I feel like it's like I'm in a state where I can do anything, and because I can do anything, it's like I'll go like running or like play a bunch of games, and I can't focus because I have too much energy. So then ideas might come out easier, but when I'm actually trying to like focus on drawing, it doesn't work too well. And similar to Siren, more like maybe not like negative, but like chaotic emotions. So when I'm just, it's like the energy you get from like watching a thriller movie. It's that kind of vibe that makes me like super creative with my drawings. I don't know exactly how to explain it, but it's on that wavelength.
I mean, I get it. Like I get what you mean. So I think it's explained well enough. Um, all right. I'm gonna move on to the second question, just so that we can keep in with time. Um, but I'm liking the answer so far. I'm liking the discussion. Y'all know that I like any discussion with you guys. I was gonna say y'all again. What is going on with my words?
I just like hearing your voice, to be honest.
Ew.
I do have to say, when you started the podcast, like, I was like, oh, this is like really soothing.
Yeah, that's why I thought you were
ASMR.
on your boyfriend's computer. I was like, the audio is so good.
I'll make one. I mean, I'm using a headset that he bought me, so we can still give him a little credit there, but not too much.
Fair enough.
Okay, good job, boyfriend.
But yeah, no, maybe one of these days I'll do like an hour of ASMR, and it's just me ranting about life, or on the other side, it could be like a guided meditation, but I don't know how to do that. I would just be like, breathe. Okay. To the second question. I was gonna read the first one again because I apparently can't read. The second question is, what do you think makes a community safe, specifically online, since it is more of an online community until one day I somehow win the lottery and get in office?
If it's okay if I go first, I think what's really important is, like you said, advertising that your space is a safe space and making sure it is a safe space. You know, because a lot of times I see online through, say, Discord servers, forums, Reddit sites, like Reddit forums, sorry. They proclaim to be safe spaces, but then because they're not on top of filtering out, toxic people, trolls, whatever, right? They kind of slip through the cracks, and then, it makes that safe space not safe anymore, right? So I think to like properly, being careful of who's joining, and like not to restrict people, obviously, because again, we're trying to be inclusive. It's not like an exclusive kind of thing, right? But just ensuring that people's voices can be heard and that no one is, being targeted for who they are in the slightest, because then, if you brand yourself as an all-inclusive space, that literally means every single person on this earth, whatever they may be, right?
I guess jumping off of that, I think really similar to how we have like servers and things like that, you need to have like a kind of, not necessarily like restrictions, but like a solid like framework of guidelines, kind of like like the no hate speech, no like racist, sexist, homophobic comments, things like that. And if like there's any kind of conflict or someone does step out of line, like there's someone there who will like kind of step in and kind of deal with it accordingly. And so that kind of ensures the people who are part of that community, like, they know that, like, okay, even if this happens, like, it will be dealt with so that they don't have to sort of feel unsafe or uncomfortable in this place.
Yep.
Kind of thing.
I definitely, I'm trying to work on a plan for the forum, because as much as the rest of the site is definitely a safe space, there's not much interaction in any other part of the site. Everything is basically like they are talking to, well, the customers or members are talking to me. And of course, like I'm gonna make the communication with me a safe space, because that would just be really kind of shitty of me if like the entire website was a safe space but I wasn't. But in the forum, it's the most interaction between members, and I think that people, like, this might be a little naive to say, but I think people that are going through the effort of signing up to make an account on a place that says safe community, I don't think they would be trying to attack anyone. At least I hope not. But when things are a little bit bigger, I'm definitely going to be hiring on some mods and make sure that there's extra effort to keep it at the safe space, because I will definitely like I have the Wix app to chat to people that go on the site, and I'm on my phone like all the time, so I'll definitely be able to respond to things quickly. But once it does get big, I'll need a bit more of a team. So hopefully that will be doable, and when people are not the best, we'll be able to respond to it quickly, because I also never just like want to keep someone waiting, especially if it's something like that's really serious, right? I never would want someone to just be waiting for an email for like 48, 72 hours, just kind of sitting there with it. And we definitely have to make like an actual what's the word, like topic or whatnot, and write down all the rules. So very, very good things. I can see the messages from Mikan. I don't know if you want to add anything.
I'll give my opinion on the thing first. So similar to kind of what everybody's touching on, I guess. So it's like all aspects that we develop just to be respectful to one another. But just bringing it back to like my personal heritage, like we have like the indigenous talking circles, and like kind of what we're doing right now, we're like passing the like virtual baton so everybody has a moment to speak. And I just think it's really good. Yeah, and it's good that we're just setting now and in the future going to set basic ground rules for every topic that's coming.
All right. Keeping an eye on the time, but I think we're good. I would like to go into the third question, though. And that one is, what do you hope to see from LDA in terms of growth and ideas/projects?
Honestly, as in regards to growth, I think what will make this small business thrive is, working together in a community with other small businesses. And I can see from what you're doing so far, like you have your own section of the website that's, promoting other small businesses, which I think is a phenomenal idea. You don't really see that on other business websites promoting other ones, because at the end of the day, businesses care about the one thing that makes the world go around: money, right? And but obviously money does matter, you need it to thrive, but it ends up becoming this like pile of people trying to crawl and make it to the top and pushing other people underneath them, right? And with you and how I see you creating your image and your business, it completely denies that aspect of the business. And I love that, because you've always been a very inclusive person. You've always been a very I put people before me kind of thing. And in this way, you're helping yourself, but you're also helping others, and then it becomes this mutual relationship where you guys can work together and grow together. And I think that's essentially what I would like to see more of, is more community engagement, because I do believe that working as a team will get you a lot farther in life than working by yourself.
Man, me too. I hope if anyone with a small business listens to this podcast for some reason, I hope that like y'all DM me or email me, because I like, no shade, no tea, although this is tea time, to like other people that I've reached out to, but there have been a couple of people that are like really wary of me offering to promo them. And like from a certain point of view, I get it, where I'm like, oh, this is like, it seems a little sus if someone just comes out of nowhere and is like, hey, do you want to be promoted for free, or do you want this thing for free? Because then it's always like, oh, what's the catch? But whenever I put out a deal, especially now because I'm running my promo, that's like, hey, if you want me to promote you on my site, it is completely free for an entire year. It's $5, $5 Canadian after that per year. And for this first year, like, I don't take credit card info. I won't even keep people's credit card info when they give it to me for the $5. Like, if they e-transfer me, if they give me the $5 after they decide to stay on, I don't keep that info. I just ask you for it once a year so I can charge you. And there's been people that are just like, like, I don't know. Like, I have to think about it. I don't know if I want you to list me on your site that wants to help me. And I'm just like, I don't blame them, because I think it also comes from a place where it's like the world is so sketchy that nobody thinks that there's people out there that just genuinely want to help and spread love and just like be a good person.
Mm-hmm.
But it makes me so sad, and also just kind of like, please, I just want to help.
Yeah, no, that's completely fair. It really does come down to like it's me against the world kind of mentality, right? And then people have to kind of fend for themselves because they're not given opportunities. They gotta, pick it up where they can, and if that means, someone else has to be stepped on for it, sometimes you got to do it, because there isn't this, team effort community like mentality that we live in.
That's kind of like how
too much time.
Oh, sorry.
No, I was gonna say I don't want to take up too much time. Sorry.
No, that's kind of how we're taught to be, though. Like growing up and stuff, I was like, oh, it's kind of like you gotta be individual and everyone for themselves, and asking for help. You should do everything on your own, right? You shouldn't be asking people for help. And I'm like, well, that's bullshit. Like,
yeah.
hello? There's nothing wrong with it, like asking for help or like letting someone like reach out their hand to you in any capacity.
Sorry, I got zoned out for a second there. Little PSA, whoever listens to this. I keep on saying that, but like I don't know. I have ADHD, so I will be zoned out like every now and then. It's very hard for me to focus on something for more than an hour and a half or 2 hours. And lately it's been getting shorter and shorter, my attention span. And it's probably because of the Panasonic taking a toll on my spirits. But yeah, so if there's ever a pause and it's because like I'm supposed to say something, I'm just like, I'm staring at something, but I'm here. Yes, back to the question. Because we still haven't heard from Mari and Mikan. What do you hope to see from LDA in terms of growth / ideas / projects?
Mikan, do you want to go first? Because I thought of the question completely differently when I first read it. So
Yeah, no problem. So adding on to and building on like Siren's point of like growing the community, once we do have kind of people from all different factors and areas and whatever of artistic endeavors, including the people from the small businesses, it would be interesting to kind of have, for example, like mini 1 hour podcast discussions where there's like for people who do digital art kind of talking about their journey, and another one is like for people who are in the music industry, for example, or etc. And just kind of having more in detail discussions on their kind of niche and how that works. I feel like it would just be interesting for those who are ready in it and trying to clarify things that are going on, some helpful tips, and those who are maybe interested in getting into that field. As for projects, I mean, this is an idea I just had while we were kind of discussing. It might be interesting to do similar to what, for example, on the webtoon app that we read a lot, or at least I read a lot with Siren and Mary.
Me too. I read it a lot.
Yeah, we do read a lot. They do have every holiday or season, so Valentine's Day, Easter, artists will do kind of a collaboration and they'll just have a whole strip of each artist kind of comic to fit the holiday. So each artist will do like a Valentine's drawing and they put it all together and make like a giant comic strip to show kind of their collaboration and art styles. I
Oh,
just thought
that's
that
so
might be
cute.
That's
interesting.
cute.
Yeah, and it's really cute because everybody's trying to like work together to kind of show their main characters and kind of fit it into the theme. And I just thought it was nice.
I really like that. It reminds me of something kind of cringy, but not that it's cringy in any way, but in high school, I was in charge of an anime club, and we had an online portion that kind of died down after a while, actually. But the online group was like everyone posting about different animes or whatever, and we used to have a weekly or monthly, I can't remember, anime like drawing contest.
Mm-hmm.
And there would be themes and stuff, and people would draw something and post their thing, and then it would be based on, I think, like likes or comments.
Mm-hmm.
And it was really cute. It was kind of cringy because, like, I don't know, it was it was a bunch of like young teenagers drawing anime and being like, "Oh, I like this anime so much, ooh woo." It was interesting.
You know what though, it was fun. I did, and I know this is completely off topic, but it brings a sense of community. It's like similar to in our current Discord server. Every Wednesday, we share music with each other. And I like that because it brings a sense of almost camaraderie and like community. Because, you know, someone's taste in music, right? Like to share something like that is very intimate. I think at least. Like, and to say, you know, this is something I like. This is something I love to listen to. I want you to listen to this with me.
Yeah.
Right? And I think that we need more of that. And again, I think this small business, Little Dagger Aesthetics, brings that you don't really see very often in the creative market.
Wow, I feel so loved, like a panda.
Specifically a pen.
I don't know. All right. Back to Mari, if you wanted to talk, because apparently I lost my words there.
Oh, all good. So when I saw this question, I thought you were talking like specifically about the podcast. So I was
mean,
like,
you can answer it like that too.
okay. I mean, I wrote like a couple things down because I can't remember anything on the spot. I'm thinking now like some of this can work for like the community as a whole, but the first thing I wrote is stickers for for the podcast. This is all I wrote. But no, I'm thinking if it maybe even like as another section to like LDA as a whole, we could have sort of like a mental health spotlight. Or like something like a place where also you could like send recommendations of like media, books, music, groups, places. Who knows? I was thinking things like that, like little sections of like something where you can highlight this particular topic, specifically like mental health and like sharing things.
I actually like that a lot because it's like you could like before the episode begins, you could be like, "Hi everyone, this is Little Dagger Aesthetics, and today we'll be doing a podcast on whatever." And then this podcast will be highlighted by, or we'll be focusing on, say, this mental health thing, or this thing, or this topic, this whatever's going on, right? I think that'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I think that, especially with recommendations and stuff, I think we can add those as categories to the forum, but I think I might also create like a secondary space where it would just be like maybe like a collection of everything. Just because like things can get lost in a forum too, because there's going to be like a lot of different posts. But I definitely do love that idea a lot, especially since like I literally preach about mental health and all the causes I can possibly find all the time. So it's definitely something that I would be interested in. Yeah, we gotta get on that soon.
Cool.
Sorry, I got lost in thought for a second. I was also thinking, in terms of like having podcast topics. I'm losing my words. In terms of having podcast topics, there could also be themed like days or episodes according to like the awareness days.
Yes.
I used to have to make a calendar for a place that I worked at, which was like they were very keen on all awareness days, so I made like an Excel sheet. And I would love to do that again and have themed stuff, because there's a lot of things that should be talked about, and you know, they should be talked about all the time, and they definitely will be, but there's some sort of like there's a sense of bigger importance when they're talked about on certain days, and I personally have never understood why we work that way, like humans in general. But like, for example, when it comes to big movements, right, like Black Lives Matter got a huge traction due to very unfortunate things, which oh god, but when it started to die down for no reason, like people just stopped caring, and like I gotta stay away from that. It's gonna make me mad. But
No, I know.
when February came around, people started posting more about it, at least from what I saw, and it was like, oh, because it's Black History Month, and it's like, first of all, no, we should be doing this all year round, but it definitely brought an increase back, and I noticed that, and I was like, it's so weird that humans work that way, but we really do spotlight things at different times. So in order to bring like the maximum awareness or the maximum discussion, it would be good to have themed days on awareness days that actually already exist.
Yeah, I think that'd be really good, because then whether it's us or like whatever guests you have on the show, they can kind of say sort of their thoughts and their experience with that sort of thing. And I think that'd be really interesting to see like how different perspectives kind of feel on that particular subject.
I'm also thinking in terms of like how to get more people involved, even in just the podcast as well, not even just like the website, but specifically the podcast. I want to get a bunch of different types of guests as well, you know, like have all types of different perspectives. So I definitely will be opening up guest spots to like friends that I know have already expressed interest that they want to be on it, but also just people that want a place to say their opinion, all the while respectfully, but a place to be mostly uncensored and just be able to talk about things that they normally wouldn't be able to. So I might make like a form or something for people to apply, and then we'll be able to fit people in to like a schedule or something.
Yeah, that works well.
Yeah, that sounds good.
That sounds wonderful.
All right, random topic blast. What is a topic you want to discuss on an episode?
Food.
I agree.
Thank you.
I do love food. I have actually thought of topics that I thought would be, and I don't know if you saw on your forum, because I know you posted a question saying what topics would you like to hear discussed in the podcast. But I thought these are the ones that I thought of. Possibly a Q&A on Little Dagger Aesthetics and the website. That could be one. How to hone a skill. I think
Nice.
would be a really good one. And then my last one was what changes can BIPOC, LGBTQ plus, and women make to the creative market?
Nice. I definitely like those.
Very
Also,
good.
I've never heard someone say BIPOC. Like I don't know how else you would say it. So I'm gonna go with that. But I have never actually heard someone say it out loud. I've only seen the spelling like on social media. So that just threw me for a second. I was like, BIPOC.
I know. I always wonder if it's like, guys, I know it is BIPOC, but it's like, to say I don't think it's BIPOC. It is BIPOC. But yeah,
It seems like a very long way to say it. You know, I guess it's kind of like this is not the best example, but it's the one that comes to mind. It's like when people say like POTUS instead of like POTUS.
Oh yeah, like POTUS and FLOTUS. Yeah. No,
We don't like POTUS a lot, but and that was the example that came up.
Mayhaps we shall have a good POTUS someday.
Very soon. It's so sad too because like it does affect the rest of the world, and especially since we're right beside them. Like Canada, we're not great either, but like, oh man, putting two disasters next to each other. I don't know who decided that.
AOC for 2024.
Big mood.
Let's go.
Man, it's episode 1 and we already taken political stances.
Yeah, you know
Heck
what?
yeah.
If you are at all a Trump supporter, please leave. Actually, buy some stickers and then leave.
Yes.
It's like, you know, like I'll respect people's different opinions and stuff, but like I don't know how someone can hold the opinion that they support someone that just wants to do damage.
It's like,
Yeah,
why do you want other people to not exist or not have rights? Like,
yeah,
how's that a debate?
exactly.
Yeah, like I respect people's like whatever political choices they make. You do you. It's fine. I'm very passive when it comes to things like that.
Mm.
When you make like decisions that like infringe or like hurt specific people, like it's a bit questionable that like you're gonna justify it some way or another just to like hurt the people when they've basically done nothing but exist.
Yeah, because conservative views in and of itself are good because essentially it's like, you know, bringing finances to businesses, right? Like this is something important for small businesses, right? But the problem is when you're like we said before, when it's like it's everyone for themselves kind of mentality, you know, like it doesn't matter about racism, sexism, homophobia. It's like, okay, we just got to fix the country's debt, and then from there we can start fixing those problems. But people are suffering right now, and they need help right now. So, you know.
Yeah.
Sorry if that triggered anyone who's listening.
Oh man, I mean, we gotta have like a full episode on politics because
Oh boy.
yeah, like I know it's controversial, but I am definitely that person. Like I'll fight anyone. I'm just saying, like spread love and kindness until you start being a dick to people for no reason. Then it's like I'll fight you. Like there's no reason for that. I don't get it.
Yeah,
I agree.
No, I think that's going to be amazing. And definitely because in the server, there are politics majors. And I think that'd be such an interesting conversation to have.
Oh my
Oh
gosh.
God.
Bring them on here.
No, please.
No, but like for the most part, they're
Everyone.
yeah, for the most part, everyone I think is left, right? For the most part.
I think so.
But it definitely, because like, at least for me, I am not educated in politics in a, you know, in traditional studying degree manner, right? Like it's mostly my own views, my own, like whatever little research I've done, right? But to get people who are actually, you know, learning this right now, right here, right now, see, and then
they see
what's
more
going on
sides
and then
of it.
studying it. Exactly. What I think would make for an interesting conversation, right? As soon as you want to talk about psychological phenomenons, you hit me up.
I can talk about animals and biology. That's it.
Hell yeah. No, we're definitely gonna do like spotlight episodes too, where it's gonna be like the spotlight is on the guest, and I'm just gonna be like, so this is what you study. Let's talk about that.
That
would be cool.
I do like that.
Can't wait to hear those.
I like that a lot.
There's like the biggest thing about organizing this is actually like getting the topics in order, because there are so many in my head that I want to do, and they're all in random order. I don't really know how to put them in like a proper order. And it's everything. It's every issue that I care about. It's every random thing I've ever thought about. It's some episodes being spotlight ones, some episodes like I want one episode to be like 20 people in a call, and it's just all incoherent noises.
My God.
So
like,
a typical call then.
And someone
regular
out
old
there,
Saturday.
someone out there is gonna listen to that, and they're gonna be like, I don't know what anyone is saying, but this is a good time.
I hope by then we have the means to do so. But like you see those videos on YouTube where people record audio and then they animate it and they'll do like different colored captions for different people. Mm-hmm. This video would just be 20 people talking with like 20 different colored captions, like mushed onto one video. I think that would just be absolute chaos and absolutely like
it would be
hilarious.
So funny.
I'll just write like incoherent noises.
all 20 of them, they're just right beside each other, incoherent noises for everyone.
Exactly. And for some people, just be like straight up screeching. That'll be their caption.
Yeah, and in addition to that, I also I've talked to one of my other friends about this, and I've said I want to have some episodes where we can do like either an hour and a half long special or a video special, which would be uploaded on YouTube as well, and it would just be either getting drunk or high or crossfaded, and
lovely,
just see where the conversation goes. Because I think that would be hilarious, and especially with the different kinds of like alcohol or weed, people have such different reactions, and they're either like super like philosophical about the world, or they're just like screaming.
Yeah, and then it'll be unfiltered weed time. Not
Yeah.
The podcast.
We should actually sit down and have tea one of these days during one of these recordings.
Yes, I want to have a tea
Do we
party.
have to spill the tea?
Yes.
We will
Am I gonna
spill
burn myself?
the verbal tea, but not the actual tea, because tea is
Okay,
precious,
good.
and I don't want to waste tea.
I don't know. I was gonna say, for our first cup, we're all on camera, and we do a cheers, and then we spill it on the table, and then we pour the second one for us.
Oh god.
Anyways, we're getting close to an hour, so I'm going to do my little... It's not really an outro. I don't have an outro yet. Oh my god, I apologize to whoever listens to this first episode, because I was not prepared at all. And you know what? I probably won't be for the rest of them, but that's okay.
Are we ever prepared for anything?
Yeah, exactly. No one's prepared for anything. Fake it till you make it. But basically, this is what a typical podcast episode would sound like, except maybe with more structure eventually. Who knows? It is a safe space. Whenever they are posted, you will be able to comment in the forum about them, give us some constructive criticism, tell me that you like my voice, tell me that you hate me, tell me that you want to put me in a blender. I don't know. I figure at one point there's going to be hate comments.
Is that?
So I'll give you some ideas. But otherwise, the other thing that I want to mention is how we're going to do topic selection. So while I do have a list in my head right now, and I'm going to try and map it all out, I also do have a lot of different like random polls, questions, stuff that I will put up. I'm mainly active on my Instagram, which will be linked along with the episode. I will post a question box every now and then that will be like, hey, like, write your topic suggestion here for the next podcast episode. And if there's not too many answers, we'll like put them in the list. If there's like a high demand for something for some unknown reason, we'll do that next and we'll push it up the list. You can also just DM me on my main on Little Dagger Aesthetics. You can write it to the chat bot on my website, and basically just anywhere you want to suggest something, please go ahead. I get the most random messages on the chat bot, and guys, like, I need you to know that it is a real person. It is genuinely a real person. It is me on the other end. Your chats come to my phone, and if I am not online, I read it after, and I can respond to you through your email or through the chat the next time you're on the website in the same like server, IP address, whatever, if it recognizes you. But I've had like 8 people ask me if I'm a real person. Like people have logged onto this site and just gone into the chat box and said, "Hi, are you a real person?" And yes, I am. So send your recommendations, your constructive criticism, whatever you would like there, and just vibe with me. Other than that, I hope that y'all have a wonderful day / night / whenever you're listening to this. And I want to say thank you to my 3 besties for joining today. And, you know, if you want to say any closing notes or just a goodbye, please feel free to.
I'm going to say just thanks for... Oh, sorry, Siren.
No. Go.
Oh, just thanks for having us on here. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. No, I completely love this. And, you know, this will be us signing off. And if you haven't drank some water today, please go do so. That's really important for your body.
Stay hydrated. Just kind of...
Oof, water. I'll try. All right. And I'm going to end it here.